great house of Collinwood stands deserted. The living have sought refuge elsewhere, leaving an evil spirit to roam the cold, empty corridors alone. At the old house, Barnabas Collins remains in a deep trance. He has employed the mysterious powers of the I Ching and gone through the door to the infinite, hoping to find and defeat the spirit that haunts Collinwood. But beyond the door, he has been transported back in time to the year 1897, where an old woman lies dead, taking with her a terrifying secret that the rest of the family strives to uncover, a secret that could destroy Barnabas forever.
There you are.
I came as soon as I got your message.
I knew you would. Come. How peaceful she looks.
Very.
The look is deceptive, of course. She did not die in peace, we know that. She tried to tell me the secret. Of that I'm sure. It's always been told to the eldest son. There's no question of her not trusting me.
None at all.
There is the possibility that in my absence she told someone else.
Oh?
You, for example. She could have told you. The truth is, I think she did. Mr. Collins, what is the secret? What is in the mausoleum?
I have no idea why you would think that Mrs. Collins would confide the secret to me.
I'm not making a wild accusation.
You may think you're not.
We know she told someone else.
How do you know?
A gypsy woman told us.
You believe this gypsy?
My grandmother was very eccentric. She took a liking to this woman. The woman told her many things. We have ample proof of that.
And I am part of that proof. Now, what actually did she say?
My brother Carl, whom I believe you met.
Yes.
Carl was with the gypsy woman when my grandmother died. He asked her if my grandmother had told me the secret. She said no, but that there was a living person who knew it.
So you accuse me?
I have made sure that no one else knows. Not Judith or Carl.
Or Quentin?
Oh, my grandmother never would have told him. But you, a total stranger. And you resemble so the portrait of the original Barnabas Collins. Her mind wavered from the past to the present. Mr. Collins, if she told you the secret...
She did not. Now, we had a few words together. We discussed the necklace that I brought from England, and then you came in. Really, Mr. Collins, I find it incredible that you should take that gypsy woman so seriously.
I must! For over 100 years, the eldest son in our family has always known what that secret is. I will not be able to rest until I know what it is.
Well, I wish I could help you discover whatever that secret is, but, well, I'm afraid I can't.
I keep feeling that she's written it somewhere. Though she was. Oh, she was such a secretive woman.
Perhaps she had to be.
A list of her distrust would be very long. She distrusted lawyers, for example. There is even some speculation about her will. Oh, there is one. She left a sealed envelope. My sister Judith telling where it could be found. Oh, if only I had been here before her last illness. Everything would have been different. I would have seen to it.
Quentin. Good evening, Evan. You have my sincerest condolences. Quentin, you loathe my grandmother because she knew about you. Why, what do you mean? She knew nothing about me. There is nothing to know. I'll remind you of that at our next meeting. I do wish you wouldn't mention those here, really, Quentin. As you wish, Evan. Are you here to hold our hands while the will is read? I am here because Judith asked me. It seems she has reason to believe the two gypsies witnessed the will. For all anyone knows, your grandmother may have left everything to them. No, the money will go to a Collins. I had hoped you knew the will. No. That you might be able to tell me if I got anything. And if I got nothing, help me. It's too late after the will is read. You would help me, though, wouldn't you? If I got hold of the will, it could be changed. You can't. 10% of my inheritance, Evan. I'm sure you could find somebody to imitate the writing of Grandmother. You have no time. Judith is bringing me the letter. I will find the will. I certainly can't turn it over to you first. But you could invent difficulties. 1/4, Evan. I really can have nothing to do with it. You know my position. I know several of your positions. I know your private life and your public one. If you are thinking about blackmail, just remember I know as much about you. People expect me to be bad. You need money. Or has that changed? You shouldn't have married such an extravagant wife. How could you get the will? You'll help me? I'll get it. Give me 1 hour.
Evan, thank God you've come.
Edward, you have my deepest and sincerest condolences.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Well, this is a cousin of ours from England, Barnabas Collins, Evan Hanley.
Mr. Collins, how sorry I feel for you. Such a sad time for a visit. If you'll excuse me, I can wait no longer to pay my respects to a very gallant old lady. Last of her kind, I swear it, with her passing away, has lost a great deal of
Why, hello there.
He hated her, and she thought he was a shyster. You do look like your ancestor.
Yes.
And you must be Jameson.
That's right. Did you hear that I was a good boy or a bad one? Well, that all depends on who you talk to about me.
Well, I talked to no one, really, about you.
They've all forgotten about me since great-grandmother died. Have you seen her?
Yes.
I've never seen a dead person before. I'm gonna go in with Quentin. I'm not scared when I'm with him. Have you seen him around anywhere?
No, I'm afraid I haven't. You're very fond of Quentin, aren't you?
Yes, of course I am. What a silly question. You don't like him, do you? You're just like the rest of them. Well, I don't like you either, so there.
You can be free so easily, Magda. All you have to do is tell me where the will is.
No! No! Let me go.
Will you tell me where the will is?
Yes. Oh. For $5.
$5. Is that how cheaply you value your life?
A joke, Quentin. I know you don't even have that much.
Here.
$20.
The will, Magda. Does Judith have it? Carl? Tell me where it is!
Why should I care who gets it, what happens? My friend is dead. Judith will not even let me see her body. He's in her casket.
You expect me to believe that?
In the lining.
That's insane.
She wanted you to think of her. Edith. Not the money. Edith! She said they will have to look at my body to find the will. She told me that. She knew all of you would fight and not think of her at all.
You know what's in the will, don't you? I know you, Magda. You wouldn't be satisfied until you knew.
I did not write the will.
But she told you.
Perhaps.
I understand that you're afraid of knives. While on board ship, I became quite good at throwing these. Shall I show you?
You get nothing in the will.
You're lying.
Nothing. She said no matter what you got, you would have nothing at the end of a year. She said you could start with what you would end up with. That was what she told me the first night that you came back.
Where in the lining is the will?
Facing her right hand.
Your knife, madam.
Wait! You have a plan. I know that. I know what is in the will. I will tell. You have to give me money to keep me quiet.
Blackmail in advance. I wouldn't have thought of that quite yet. I can still learn from you, Magda.
Good evening. You have a new friend.
No, an old enemy.
Enemies become allies quicker than friends, I have found out. What did you tell him? That someone knew the secrets? You are accumulating things that you will pay for, madam.
Of course you must view your great-grandmother. Good heavens, child.
I don't want to now.
What would your Aunt Judith think if she knew you refused to go in that room?
Well, she hasn't gone in.
Because she was overcome with grief. We must talk to her. I'm sure she will agree with me that the will must be read.
It seems more respectful to wait till after the ceremony.
But we can at least discuss it with Judith and Carl. And you prepare yourself for going in that room.
Quentin!
alms for the poor and needy.
Oh, Quentin.
What have you for a poor old beggar? Micah. Thank you, young gentleman. It glitters just as if it were a diamond. And I wish it were. Now, what were you looking so upset about?
Nothing you could do about it.
Oh, shall we bet?
It's nothing to bet about. It's about great-grandmother.
Hmm?
He says that I have to go in and look at her.
Of course you do.
Well, I'm willing to go if you'll go with me. You won't go?
Did I ask you to go to sea with me?
Oh, I would have gone.
No. I had to go alone. Otherwise, I wouldn't have grown up. I went, scared as I was.
Honest?
Now, when have I ever lied to you?
Never.
Well, I was so scared I couldn't even sleep the first night. Now, what's going to happen to you in that room? Come on, tell me. Why are you afraid to go in the study?
I'm just afraid that I'll go in and great-grandmother will sit up, start to get out of her coffin.
That'd be worth going through just to see.
It isn't funny.
No, of course it isn't. But it will be funny later when you come out of that room.
But I'm not going in.
Yes, you are.
No.
Right now. Now, I'll be right outside the door listening, and at the slightest noise, I'll come in. Do you know what I dreamed last night? I dreamed that there was a secret place in that coffin, a false lining facing her right hand.
Why? Why would there be?
There's a message in it for me. Now, you just go in and bring me the message. It'll be on a piece of paper.
You're just making it up.
No, I don't think I am. The dream said that you will bring me the message and never say one word about it to anyone. Will you do it? Or are you scared?
But we must wait for Carl. Now, it was not fair of Judith to give you the letter saying where the will is. Not without getting Carl's permission first.
Nonsense. Come on, let's open it and get it over with. I suppose you will insist on his permission, too. Determined to wait for Carl. Perhaps if you find out that you get nothing, you will want to leave the house.
I certainly will, if you have anything to do with it.
We are getting the will, Quentin. The very fact that she ordered it put in the coffin is proof that she wasn't in her right mind.
So you're prepared to try and break the will if you're disinherited?
Why should I be disinherited? Cousin Barnabas, I must apologize. My brother and I are under a great deal of tension. I'm sure you understand.
It's inhuman to get the will now.
Really, Quentin, do you expect me to accept you as the judge of humanity? I will do this alone.
Edward's insufferable. He always has been. Now, Quentin, I don't care what my cousin thinks.
I think nothing. Except that you're extremely nervous.
Well, now, why shouldn't he be? It's been my experience that death causes as much ill feeling as life.
Will. The will is not there. I don't understand it.
Well, perhaps she never got to put it where she intended.
Perhaps the gypsies took it.
Shall we search the house? Shall we make a game of it? Find Grandmama's will.
We will not make a game of it, but we shall find it. Come along, Emmett. Judith! Judith!
So the merry chase begins.
There's one way to stop it.
Is there?
Yes, and you can do it.
How? Tell me, cousin.
You have the will, Quentin. I'll leave you now. There's only the one thing that you have to decide in the next hour. How to give it back. Because if you don't, I will have to do something about it. Something drastic.